Coming up on State of Events, charges were filed against 3 key Trump advisors in the Russia investigation.
And a haunted house looks to scare trick-or-treaters with politics. Our coverage begins now.
Happy Halloween, and welcome to State of Events. I'm Tyler McKinney.
And I'm Corinne Rivera. Russia Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller announced charges on Monday against 3 advisors to President Trump's campaign. Former campaign chairman Paul Manafort and campaign advisor Rick Gates were indicted on charges of money laundering, foreign lobbying, and tax evasion. More than $75 million were passed through offshore accounts. Manafort and Gates combined laundered more than $20 million to pay for real estate, luxury goods, and other services in the United States. They were legally required to report the payments to the United States, but they did not. George Papadopoulos, who is the 3rd advisor charged, is a former foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign. He has pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about what is now the most explicit evidence connecting the Trump campaign to the Russian election effort. Following the indictment of former Trump advisors, White House spokeswoman Sanders described Papadopoulos as a low-level volunteer and that the charges against him has nothing to do with the Trump campaign. Trump took to Twitter saying, "This is years ago, before Paul Manafort was part of the Trump campaign." The White House is planning to change the conversation this week by promoting other issues, including a Republican tax cut plan, a nominee to head the Federal Reserve, and Trump's upcoming trip to Asia, where trade in North Korea's nuclear weapons program will be on the agenda.
A federal court has partially blocked President Trump from changing the military's A judge ruled Monday that Trump's decision to change the transgender policy back to what it was before 2016 cannot be enforced while the case is still active. The judge wrote that the plaintiffs are likely to succeed in their case, arguing the transgender ban violates their Fifth Amendment right to due process.
Ever wonder what it might be like to combine politics with Halloween? One Alameda family is doing just that, complete with fake blood and Donald Trump. Reporter Gabby Gebhardt has more on this spooky political statement.
With Halloween on the horizon, most shoppers are headed to purchase their decorations.
We'll go as scary as we can.
The Balsam family, on the other hand, is defying the status quo. In Alameda, swapping the black and orange for red, white, and blue.
Donald Trump as the devil and pretty much all of the members of the administration.
Dave and Kathy Balsam are scaring people with their disapproval of the president.
We made the house into a very, very Trump Halloween.
Republicans in Congress and the cabinet have secured a steady position in the Balsam's display.
Bob Mueller as a shark, and you can insert the Republican of your choice into his jaws. Mueller, of course, has no comment.
Even 4-year-old Ryan Balsam is following in his parents' footsteps.
Donald Trump is a bad man.
The Russians are in on the jokes too.
I'm from Russia, it's like my president, and I was so surprised.
No one has complained to the Balsams about their ghoulish political statement. Some have even applauded the display.
Perfect, good for the children.
If you're beginning to notice a pattern here, look no further than the president himself, who's being portrayed as the devil.
In Alameda, I'm Gabby Gebhardt for State of Events.
The new report is out on the nation's worst commute, and the rankings might actually surprise you. The Bay Area does not top the list. If you drive, you might dispute this. Surprise, the crown goes to Washington, D.C. by a razor-thin margin. The average round-trip commute time in the nation's capital is 60.42 minutes, compared to San Francisco's 59.2 minutes. The daily backup on the Bay Bridge has helped put San Francisco near the top of the list, but it could be worse.
We all know how easy it is to get a parking ticket in San Francisco. Well, good news. The SFMTA is offering people the opportunity to claim cash for their parking tickets. The Municipal Transportation Agency has $600,000 in unclaimed funds from a couple of hundred of people and businesses who either overpaid or double paid parking and transit citations issued between January 1st, 1995 and June 30th, 2014. The SFMTA will reimburse individuals who file claims by December 14th. Claims are from $20 to a few $100s, so see if you qualify at sfmta.com.
This is scary. The California gas tax goes into effect Wednesday, making it even more expensive to fill up your tanks. This new tax is part of a bill passed last April. The tax adds 12 cents to the price of gas per gallon. Drivers will be spending significantly more on gas. The 22-gallon gas tank in San Francisco with tax will be at least $30 more each month. Officials say the money will go towards improving roads and transportation.
After the break, a group of elementary school students make their voices heard in an effort to get more candy.
Unkempt and broken water fountains plague campus. We got the details on this week's edition of WTF SFSU.
Summer break is coming up. Have you applied for any internships?
I have some places in mind. I just really want to help people around the world.
Take a look at this.
Child Family Health International offers global health immersion programs. During the programs, you'll learn about another culture while furthering your medical education. You'll experience something completely new.
Sounds perfect. Where do I sign up?
For more information, visit cfhi.org.
Welcome back to State of Events.
We hope you're enjoying your Halloween so far. Good news, North Bay schools are back in session. Students at Santa Rosa High School returned to school for the first time yesterday since the deadly firestorm. They are one of 11 schools reopening their doors for students and faculty. Students at Pioneer High say they're happy to be back, but feel sad knowing that fellow students lost their homes. Counselors were present at Santa Rosa High School for students who are dealing with stress and trauma after the fires. You can help Santa Rosa students by donating cash or gift cards to the Santa Rosa District.
Tricks were pulled in an effort for more treats this Halloween. Brook Park Cleveland students are asking for more time to trick-or-treat. The pint-sized 4th graders petitioned to extend trick-or-treating hours in Brook Park by 30 minutes, from 6 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Around 200 children signed a petition before taking their case directly to Mayor Tom Coyne. Mayor Coyne not only heard the children's pleas, he came out to hear them state their case in person. And it appears the kids were pretty convincing. In the end, the mayor granted their wish to extend trick-or-treating.
Robots are taking over Walmart. The popular hypermarket is very well known for having unique shoppers, but these robots take the cake. The retailer is using robots to do tasks like scan for out-of-stock items, missing labels, and incorrect prices. The robots are being tested in select Walmart stores in Arkansas and California. The goal is to have robots in at least 50 stores by the end of January 2018. Identity theft is spooky. Stories are pouring in about those impacted by last month's massive Equifax data breach. The private information of more than 140 million people were leaked. Katie Van Fleet says her identity has been stolen more than a dozen times since the breach. She has spent months and months trying to regain her stolen identity. Protecting yourself from identity theft is extremely important, and experts have steps you can take to do this. Steps you can take are shopping with a credit card. It makes it a lot easier to get stolen money back. Be sure to review your credit card report regularly from all credit reporting agencies. And lastly, freeze your credit. You'll make it impossible for strangers to open new lines.
If you're by a drinking fountain, you expect flowing water that tastes clean. Well, that's not the case at State. Reporter Verani Kutzervong spills the details on this week's episode of WTF SFSU.
SF State has a drinking problem. And no, I'm not talking about Lil Jon and LMFAO. I'm talking about campus drinking fountains.
It's a love-hate relationship with it.
There are more than 20 filling areas and fountain stations throughout campus, and yet many don't work.
It just really sucks when literally it's like one drip per minute. I think you have to catch it on a good day when no one's really used it yet, when they, I guess, filter in more water.
WTF SFSU. Ain't nobody got time for that. Here's one of the many filling stations in the campus library. This is how the machine is supposed to work, and this is how it's working right now. Many students aren't impressed with the condition of the fountains.
It's really bad.
Dirty, nasty.
WTF SFSU. That's nasty. I tried to reach the facility coordinator via email, but they have yet to respond. For now, all you can do is either buy bottled water,
where you at though?
or yuck it up and get to filling. WTF SFSU. In San Francisco, I'm Verani Kutzervong, State of Events.
Actor Anthony Rapp accused Kevin Spacey of making a sexual advance at him when Rapp was only 14. In response to the allegations, Spacey tweeted that he was beyond horrified and that he doesn't remember the encounter that would have happened over 30 years ago. He describes the alleged situation as a deeply inappropriate drunken behavior and closes the public apology by stating that he is gay. Spacey has received harsh criticism for deferring the sexual harassment claim by coming out. Netflix has since canceled House of Cards.
Next up, Halloween is here. And who does Halloween better than San Francisco? Nobody. Chris Carrion has our Halloween entertainment roundup.
And the 49ers were looking to break their losing streak against the Eagles. We'll talk sports after the break. Plan on trick-or-treating? Or maybe you're going to be staying in and watching scary movies with your family. Chris is here with some spooky and fun tips to enjoy your Halloween.
Halloween weekend behind us and plenty of people still nursing hangovers. Here is State of Events Guide to celebrating Halloween during the week. Our top choice is the Dia de los Muertos celebration in San Francisco's Mission District. Attendees will make murals to honor loved ones who have passed away and then collectively march in the streets. But remember, this isn't just an excuse to get loaded and party in the streets like Halloween. This is a traditional and respectful cultural celebration, and please note, it is alcohol-free.
So please, give your liver a break if you plan on attending the festivities.
And if you're still hurting from going crazy last weekend and plan on staying in and handing out candy to little ones, or maybe you're just gonna Netflix and chill with that special somebody, what better way than with the highly anticipated return of Netflix's Stranger Things. This is the second season of the show, and it is here just in time for Halloween. If you're like me, you'll binge watch the entire season 2 in one sitting, which I did and I'm still tired from. Well done, Netflix. Love the show. And of course, it isn't Halloween without costumes and superheroes.
It's main event time.
With that being said, the next film set in the Marvel Universe, Thor Ragnarok, releases this week. Comic book nerds and moviegoers unite, as this is going to be one heck of a ride. This is the third movie in the Thor franchise, and it will feature Thor, Loki, and the Incredible Hulk. But please remember not to make the Hulk angry. This film hits theaters this November 2nd. And that is your entertainment wrap-up for the week. And please, don't try to eat so much candy. Back to you guys at the desk.
Many sports teams became Hogwarts students this weekend. Sports reporter Lucia is standing by with the latest on what spells were cast. Lucia?
Well, in the weekend of Halloween, every sports team used their spell book. Some dead teams turned their way to the Resurrection Stone, while other teams used the Invisibility Cloak to hide their shame. Here's what happened during the Wicked weekend in sports.
In the NFL, the 49ers have been cursed with the ridiculous spell. This spell turns things from scary to silly. But the 49ers are becoming more than silly, but a joke, losing their 8th game against the Eagles 33-10 out of 8 games played during the 2017 season. But the Oakland Raiders are not behind. They also lost their 5th game against Buffalo Bills 34-14. But unlike the 49ers, the Oakland Raiders have won 3 games out of 8. Let's go to the World Series, where the LA Dodgers want to use the spell Accio, which brings objects to its owner, and the Dodgers want to bring the trophy to LA. But the Houston Astros are fighting with the Sector Sempra spell to push the Dodgers aside by winning the game 13-12 and leading the series 3-2. Let's go to the NHL where the San Jose Sharks won the game 3-2 against Buffalo with an Expelliarmus spell by throwing the Buffalo out of the game. But Sharks in the season are not doing bad nor good. With this game, the Sharks have 5 games won out of 10 played. Let's go to the NBA where the Golden State Warriors lost the third game 115-107 against Detroit out of 7 games played. But the Warriors can still use the Patronus charm to chase away the bad game they had. That's all I have in sports today. Let's zoom us back to Tyler and Corinne.
Artists including Metallica, G-Eazy, and Dave Matthews have announced plans to headline a benefit show at AT&T Park called Band Together Bay Area in support of fire relief efforts. They're collecting funds for the Tipping Point Emergency Relief Fund, a charity that will distribute it to North Bay community foundations. The fundraising effort is orchestrated by Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, who's already using AT&T Park for his company's conference, Dreamforce, just days earlier.
So we know that tickets are between $50 and $200.
Yes, they're pretty reasonably priced, and it's on November 9th, so everyone should go and research tickets and chip in.
It'll be a fun show. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Happy Halloween. I am Tyler McKinney.
And I'm Corinne Rivera.
We'll see you next time.